All right, I'm ready to start and I'm excited to be able to share all this good stuff with you. I'm ready to start. How about you? We're expecting a small group, I think about 10 today. I've been doing these webinars throughout the week, and we're talking about a couple different methods that I have that's really going to help with you connecting that your food is your medicine. We're going to find out where you're clogged. We're going to get your energy going, and we're going to talk about some really serious stuff. I'm going to tell you about my story, give you some ideas of some client stories and how you can start connecting. I was talking with my client Donna today, and I'm going to talk about her a little bit later in I call it an Energy 60, because we're spending time building your energy up. But I'm going to be, I was talking to her this morning because she was in a coaching session with me, and she was saying how if I would have talked to her 10 years ago, that she would have been fighting me every way that she could in making any changes, and that she's in a different mindset. So I understand as a coach that today my goal is to get you in that mindset that you can do this. Make you feel like you're ready to be courageous, because you're going to see some areas that you may start putting some walls up that are making you feel uncomfortable, maybe about some things I'm talking about, maybe some things you don't fully believe in. So I'm going to try and support and nurture all that with really talking about testimonials. Donna is going to be a case study that I'm going to be talking about. And Donna was talking to me today about just thinking about her space and where she is now relative to where she was 9 months ago before she met me, and how she feels that if she didn't have the space of like these basic strategies, that it would have been that she feels like she would have still been in the same space. So I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live with her next week on Monday, and I'll make sure I put it in our events page, because I'm going to do some more of these webinars next week also. So if you want to be on live with me, I'll make sure that I have a link there. And also, if you want to come in and have another Energy 60 with me, I'd love that too. So let's get going with the slides. Welcome in. My name is Rhonda Liebig. I'm an energy revitalized coach. You can see I have tons of energy ready to go. But about an hour ago, I was not feeling so good, so I went and laid down, took care of myself. So this is just tools, adding tools to your life, making sure that you reset yourself. All this stuff is very realistic, but you also have to be realistic about the stuff you're going to be implementing. So we'll get into that mindset today, which is fabulous, because that's the most important thing, is being realistic with what you will add in. I am making sure that my slides are ready. And let's go for it. Ready, set, go. Welcome in. All right, so today we are in the 3 proven steps to boost your spring energy. Gosh, not everybody's in spring right now. I do have friends that live in Sweden and Australia, and just recently talked with somebody I feel very close with, and she lives in Africa. So I have talked to so many people all over the world. It just seems like as you start building your connections and you really start getting yourself out there, that's when you really start learning about, no matter where you live, everybody has their own issues that they're dealing with. But here in California, it's spring. Wherever you are, if it's not spring, I still want you to connect with that. You can make changes for your body right now to vamp up your energy and really get ready to get yourself out there and make sure that you're feeling good. So I have a session today at 3, actually not 3, that's Eastern time. There's 12 Pacific in California, and we'll do another one at 5:30. So welcome. All right, so this class is for you, this session, this Energy 60. I have 4 areas that I believe that the reason why you're here, that this is what you're looking for, because this is the main areas that we've been talking about. But do you ever feel like you have to decide what activity you're going to be doing because of not having enough stamina? And you get tired of that, if that's your space right there, feeling like you have a to-do list, you want to get stuff done, but for some reason your mindset because of your not feeling so energetic, or that your body is just physically feeling exhausted. Do you ever get angry at yourself because you cannot muster up the energy to participate? And you know what's broken off here is family off my slide. So to participate with family, and it can be friends and family. It can be anything that you want to do and you feel like you just don't have the energy. And it's so frustrating because you're tired of living like that. You're ready to move on. Also, do you feel anxious that you cannot get things done? Oh my gosh, when my task list keeps growing and growing and I'm not getting to it, I feel all consuming in the stress of not being in control of my things that I want to get done. And it feels like something almost like pressing down on my shoulders. So if you ever felt like that, gosh, you're in the right place. Also, do you feel frustrated that you are living a compromised life? So the energy has stopped a lot of the flow that should be happening, and you're feeling like your life is just totally not in the space that you imagine it to be. Your lifestyle, maybe even your income flow, there's things that are affecting the whole process because your energy is just not there. Now, this is for you if you have weight gain, chronic fatigue, bone and joint pain, dry skin, depression and anxiety, hormone imbalances, heart palpitations, menstrual irregularities. All of this can be connected with that there's imbalances within the body. Today, I'm going to serve you in really supporting that. If you start adjusting things, start really connecting with some motivational skills out there, with motivational information out there, that it really helps strategically pull you out of areas where you're just not feeling good. So I have a story about that to help you connect with that. So get to know me and let's talk about this. So I'm an energy revitalized coach. I got that name because I'm all about that. Doesn't matter what chronic disease you have. It doesn't matter if you don't have any disease, if you're just on a total wellness plan, that if you do not have energy, let's talk. We really need to shift and change those things right away. And this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to lay it out for you today. I'm an author of The Fit Solution. I'm a speaker. I get out there and speak quite a bit, and I just love connecting. And I do a podcast called Freedom, Play, and Fun. So every day I find a way to have freedom, play, and fun in my life. And it doesn't always work because, remember, life is water and fluid and flowing constantly. And so we don't always have control over that. But I'm going to share tools that I use every day to do the best I can to reset myself. So reset myself. Let me speak English here. But what we need to really start looking at is that small strategies make big, massive changes for us. So I'm going to lay out a basic plan for you. Today, we're only going to have so much time. I'm going to up-level you and show you a space that you can spend more time with me. This is all about just sharing space, getting motivated, working with a community that makes you feel good. These are the areas I've been featured in. I love doing media because it's just quick and fast and fun, and it's just a way to get out there. And that is what my sole mission is to get out and help and support people. So welcome in. Also, you may not know this, and I'm not a professional dancer here, but I love dancing. So if you see me anywhere in social media, you're going to know that I'm just kind of silly, but I take what I do so important. I want it to be impactful, but I want it to have some play with it because life is so stressful. And dancing is just me being myself. So if you're ready to be yourself, if you're ready to learn to be open, then let's go for it. Let's go for it. I want you to give a little shimmy in your shoulders, kind of roll your shoulders back singularly. So then you're really opening up the vertebrae. Bring your arms up in your power position. We call it as speakers. Put your hands up, and you're gonna keep putting your hands up, like forever. Not really. And so we are going to be talking about how important it is to turn everything off, everything that really is in the way for you to not be open in your space. for you to feel like you are second guessing anything. I want your full attention so you have an idea of, what you can implement, what you feel comfortable with. And all of this comes with where you are in your headspace today. So we're gonna really tap in there and what you find is important. And I want you to speak. I want you to feel like you can ask me anything. And I don't have to say your name if you don't want the name to be out there for everybody. But I really want you to feel like you are in a safe place. I've been in the industry for over 17 years. Actually, it's going on 17 years this year. And I just want you to know that we all have our bad days. We all have our bad days. And so I want you to really start thinking about what do you want to get out of this? What's your next stage that you want to do to really be able to get motivated and feel like you're ready to really make those changes? So what I want you to do is kind of just shake out your hands, make sure that you are turning off everything that's outside of what we're doing right now. You're hearing me click. I'm just inviting some more people, and people were asking how to get the link. So I have that taken care of, and we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, so let's talk about where this all resides. And I want you to think about the things that you have right now that you're dealing with. I want you to go back and start evaluating when you first started feeling this stuff. Not feeling so good, maybe certain pains in the body, maybe your body not feeling so good. And I can remember questioning so much about the sickness that was going on. And I feel like I have an unfair advantage here. When I was between 4 and 7, I don't know when the story starts. The number 4 always pops in my head, but truthfully, I'm not sure. I sat with my grandma on the couch. I can actually specifically see myself sitting on the couch with my grandmother and what her living room looked like, because I spent so much time there. And I said, Grandma, why is everybody getting sick in the family? Cancer, diabetes, Grandma, you have hypertension. I don't get it. Being a young person that's not dealing with any illness, it scared me really bad. My grandma said, my dear, you are going to be getting something like this. This is what you're going to be passing away from. And this is what runs in our family. So this is what it is. And I really did not believe her. And so that's where I have the unfair advantage, is right away I started questioning this stuff. In a moment, though, I'm going to share with you how I lost my way too. But when I was that young, I walked away from my grandma, gave her a hug, and I said, no, I just don't believe it. So I opened up a big bag of peas, and I warmed them up, put them on my plate, filled up my big plate, started eating them with my fingers, clogging my nose, pinching them as I was eating, because I couldn't stand eating peas. But I ate them because I knew they were good for me, and I knew that I was not going to get any chronic disease. You'll find out in a moment. I was so wrong. Today, I won't eat peas. Today, I realize, and this is the first tip I want to give you. Please, after we talk today, do not go out and buy stuff that you will not eat. I mean the stuff that is the food that your palate, your taste buds are not used to. Give yourself a process. Make sure that you don't get yourself in a space of yo-yo dieting. If you connect today, truly believe that I will support you from the strategies you're going to learn today to maybe even you stepping into something different today and up-leveling yourself. And every time that you feel you want to go off and just do something totally different than my advice, you're going to notice that you're going to want to come right back here and believe that to stop this yo-yo dieting, if you've ever done that, or to stop that feeling of scared that you really don't got this, because we have the answers within us, that you really want to be choosing foods that you'll eat right now so that you do it consistently. And that's what I learned with the peas. This is a picture of my dad, by the way. I have a little bit of a story about him. But my dad's mom is the one I was talking to her. I was talking to her, and that's the story that we're starting with here. So this is me. This is me dealing with hypothyroidism. I was on medicine for 20 years. My thyroid only knew medicine. As time went on, I started getting my symptoms back. And I was scared because I knew that I'd have to increase my medicine. And that upset me very much. The first thing is upset me because I was taking medicine. I didn't want to take medicine, but I never stepped in to fully take care of myself the way that I told my clients to, the way I guided them, the way I nurtured them, the way I loved every space of really supporting them. I never was doing it myself. I would say maybe 70% of what I was telling my clients I was doing. The other 30% is the stuff that would heal my thyroid to where I am today. So the stuff I'm going to be laying out for you today, this is my beginning base. And this is where I go back to my ROAR assessment. I'm going to teach you what that is today. And I go back to my mindset because that's what I had to work on. I woke up one morning and I said, you are a fraud. You're a fraud. You should not be doing this to yourself. That other portion of you not taking care of yourself, what's that all about? Why are you not stepping into it? So I started thinking about my self-care. And I would take care of clients at 5:30 in the morning, and that made me happy. But I was missing a component. The component that my adrenaline was running right away before I even got myself taken care of. Sometimes I wouldn't eat breakfast till 10 o'clock because I'd be back-to-back clients in between taking care of my kids. So I never did anything for myself. And if I did, it felt really weird because I'd sleep all the way up to the time I had to take care of my client, and I'd jump out of bed and run and get ready, and then I would just be there present with my client. So another thing I had to work on. So we say that there are nourishing people and there are toxic people. I was one of the toxic people, and I didn't realize this. I knew for sure that I had some negativity about things, but I never really stepped into why I was talking bad about people, why I expected people to do certain things that I wanted them to do. Total control. So I took a step back and I started looking at my top 10 sabotages. I started looking at my plate plan phasing, my ROAR method, whatever the tool's called. And I started thinking about I was insecure. I was not feeling good about myself. And there was even a time in my past life that I was a CPA for 15 years. And my day that I passed the CPA exam, if you've ever taken the exam or you know that somebody has or that has taken, like a 2-day test like this, it's really hard. When I passed the exam, it was one of my loneliest times in my life. It was the loneliest time because it was not the space that I kept telling myself I was not very smart. And I had to work through this. So there's things that we tell ourselves that really make us disconnected from things. So that being said, the stuff I'm going to guide you in is the base of what I was working with that really got me into the space from to the left to the right within 6 months. Peer dedication, connection, which I want you to have today and what we are working on together today. So question for you. If you do what you always did, you will get what you always got. You'll get what you always got. Are you ready to step in? Are you ready from wherever you're sitting or standing right now to do a shift off to the side? Something different, something meaningful that's more meaningful than something you feel like you've ever done before. I want you to feel uplifted through this whole process today. And get away from that feeling of that we're selfish or that we don't deserve all this space to be able to make changes. So I want you here fully today. So you'll discover how to double your energy. Use easy to follow steps. Know exactly where your energy is clogged. That's going to be my ROAR assessment. Implement easy solutions to quick start energy. And the biggest win is I'm going to keep talking about this yo-yo dieting. And we're going to really connect that not all good foods are good for you. Make sure that your palate, your taste buds are ready for it, and really connect that food is your medicine. So I'm going to guide you with certain foods that it's going to support you in the specific area that you are clogged today. So stay until the end because I have a gift for you. I'm going to make sure we bring this all together, and I'm not going to be able to if you leave halfway through. But if you have to, then you get the recording and grab your spot there. Make sure you're asking questions today. But I'm also going to be sending you your Mega Energy Menu. You're going to find out where you're clogged, and you're going to get that. You're going to get full support today and how to get that done. So how to plan out your unique healthy blueprint today is going to happen. And so that you have energy throughout your day and leaving plenty of energy for family. And this is so silly, but after hours activities, whatever that is. I'm also going to show you how easy it is. You can fit all this stuff into your daily routine because what is it? It's basic, logical. So we're going to go right into it here. Let me give a layout for you, though. So we're going to learn where you're energetically stuck. I'm going to be using the meridian points. This works so logically because this is where my clients always start off. This is where they start connecting with what their food is, with a food plan that they need. This is where you start connecting with that you have certain organs that need a little bit more nourishment than others. So steps here of this explanation. I'm going to introduce to you the ROAR method. You get that? A lot of energy in there. Rebalance organs and revitalize. Also, what we're going to do, as I introduce it to you, you're just going to look at it. I want you to have a piece of paper and pen, so make sure you got that. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. Piece of paper and pen, or a Word document, but I'd like you to be fully look at the slides. I'm going to take the assessment. It's going to be 9 questions of 2 different areas, and I'll explain that. You're going to get your results, and then you're going to learn the next steps. And the next steps, your energy Mega Menu. Your next steps, understanding how to use the plate plan phasing. I'll show you level 1 where you're going to start off. So you can implement stuff. And then you're going to learn how this ROAR method is really actually my 3rd step. It's because I have 7-step strategy in the whole process. But I'm giving you step 1, 2, and 3. Step 3 is going to be the tool we're going to be using. Step 1 and 2 is where I want to make sure that you got your focus and that you also are dealing with your clearing your sabotages, anything that you're feeling is really holding you back. So this is my ROAR assessment. It is fabulous because this is where my client Anna, within a month, she's able to sleep all night. And before that, if you ever want to see her testimonial, you can go to my YouTube channel and under Rhonda Liebig, and she talks a lot about how she could not sleep all through the night. She found out she was stuck in her kidney area, and I'll explain that. And she really actually learned how to connect with her food from going a size large to a small size, and really because her kidneys were really clogged, so that she had a lot of stuff that was not flowing through her body the way it should be. On the left side is your kidney assessment. There's 9 questions here. You're not going to do a range from 5 to 0 or whatever. You're going to check mark off if you have symptoms in the kidney area based on the meridian points. Meridian points is the natural flow of your organ. Now, if you don't have much on your kidney side, we're going to take the second part of the assessment, which is your liver assessment. You're going to do check marks there. Anything that just is not working for you that you want to make sure that you're checking off there, like, you know, your eyes are consistently dry. You feel you're stuck creatively, because I'll talk about just the bile in your system when it's really not breaking things down the way it should be. We'll talk about that. But both sides here, you're going to decide what symptoms are the most. When you have really big symptoms on one side or the other, that's where you want to focus. And we're going to leave it at that until we get done, so there's not too much too much information up front. Okay, so here we go. Kidney assessment. We are going to be talking about these 9 areas. I'm not going to call them all out, but I want to explain to you why this area is so important. Because your ears can get clogged when your water system is off, because your kidneys and your bladder work together. That's the whole entire basic process, along with adrenaline, that all work together to help balance your body. Your adrenal glands are right on top of your kidneys. If your kidneys are off, your adrenaline is going to try and give you that wonderful get up and jump start and go, and it's going to be very difficult if your kidneys are off. So give yourself time to really go through that. Now, let's see, lower back fatigued or aching. That's a direct connection where your kidneys are. And when you are feeling that you are having the lower back pains, that sometimes you don't realize that can be your kidneys. Sometimes you're going towards kidney stones, which means it can hurt really bad. And as you start balancing this by eating specific foods, which is more like vitamin C foods, foods that really have a little bit more fluids in them, not real dense, more fluids, that's going to be geared towards kidney stuff. So add up how many kidney check marks you have. Also, when your water system is off, the brain chemically gets affected. Your whole body gets affected. Think about your brain and how chemically, if your body's off, just things are going to happen. Well, when your water system is off, your brain actually works on the level of fear, trepidation, not feeling very good, a little bit scared for the day. So that's a big deal. Going on to the liver assessment. Now, the liver works along with the gallbladder. And when those two are not working well together, the liver can also be an issue with thyroid stuff. When your liver is off, because I used to eat tons and tons of sugar, and this was definitely connected with my thyroid issue. But when your liver is off, then it doesn't help translate your TSH3 and TSH4, which is thyroid stuff, that hormone. And so your thyroid starts having big struggles. So you see how your energy can be affected so much with the liver being off too. So with that being said, your whole endocrine system, your whole hormonal system can be shifted in a way that's just a little bit skewed until you start lining it up with some really good foods. And in this area, you're going to learn that you're going to be eating more dense foods. And that fat fiber is really important because that's what balances your hormones. That's what cycles the hormones out of the system too. So if you're feeling easily angered and frustrated, that's one of these on here. When your bile is off, that comes from the liver and also your gallbladder. When that area is off, it's hard to break down the fats in your body, if it's good fat or if it's bad fat. It doesn't matter. You're just having a hard time breaking it down. And so once it starts not working at its optimal level, this is when certain things like this can happen. So the bile is off within your system, and chemically it affects your brain by sitting and being angered easily and frustrated. So that hopefully that makes sense in the way that it is. If you have any questions, please go up into the chat box. I'll make sure that I answer them. And I'm looking right now and I don't see. Good. Okay, so I don't see that there's anything there. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So I want you to add up your liver side and really flow through what you are going to be needing more support in. If you're catching this because you signed up, because quite a few people signed up today, and if you signed up and you're getting this in recording, I want to make sure that you know that you have support directly from me. So you want to make sure you type in on the box on the right, and it goes directly to my inbox so I can answer any questions you have. Now, that being said, you are going to be sent a specific mega energy grocery list. And it's going to give you both foods that you need for your liver and for your kidneys. You're going to notice a big difference in the list, but each time that I say the specific food that you need, it's going to give explanation of what that food does for you. And it's just the connection of that food really is your medicine. And you're using it in a strategic way. So you're starting to heal and balance that process. So from here, how this works is, first thing is, I want you to think about your food during the day and what it looks like. And this is a beautiful guidance in the way that you really need to be aware of how your body can clear itself up and start doing some healing by doing basic strategies. So I really want you to think that this is not the most easiest thing and that you're just not going to do it, because that's a wall you're putting up. I just said that out loud and I was like, why did I say that? But I mean, it's just like sometimes we just, are like, oh, this is just dumb. Well, I want to tell you something, that usually those are the smartest things, is when it seems so easy and basic that you realize, oh my gosh, I should be listening to this because I just can't answer certain questions. But this is where you start getting to know yourself. So I'm introducing to you my plan phasing 1. So phase 1, this is where we're focusing on the dinner. On the dinner plate, not anything else. So all the other stuff that you're doing, breakfast, lunch, snack, all that, small, basic strategies. Don't be changing everything. Let that be. Well, let's start balancing your body in a specific area. Let's go for dinner. Dinner's a great one because it's right before you're going to sleep and go through your little detox for the evening. It's going to really help with keeping you accountable, because usually we have more control during dinner. But I have a question for you. If dinner is one of the ones you really don't have control over because you have a lot of stuff going on, then just pick another meal and be consistent. So on this plate, it kind of gives you guidance on it, right? So 1/4 of that is going to be your meat or your nuts, seeds, whatever. So you got your protein. I have pumpkin seeds up there. I want you to have a fruit on there, because a lot of us really need that balance to be able to make sure that you have the fiber and you have like really the space that you need to nourish that little sweet tooth. And even if you're not directly eating sugar, think about if you're eating bread, if you're eating anything that dissolves in your body that barely has anything of it, except it just is so crispy and tasty, that most likely is sugar in your body. So the fruit on the plate is going to help you with being able to help the chemical imbalance that's happening within your body. On the other 1/4 part of that of your plate is going to be rest vegetables. And the vegetables are going to be driven by where you are clogged. So you're going to get that list coming up. And then you also have a grain. Now, as time goes on, who knows if you're going to keep the grain? I do quinoa quite a bit, but you also have to know, you'll be learning about how to self-evaluate and do things like that as you go on this journey, which is wonderful. So let me get the layout for you here. So you see the plate, that's the way it should look, but you're going to have 2 vegetables, 1 fruit. With this plan, just within your dinner, if half your plate is fruit, 1 fruit, and 2 vegetables, you're increasing your plate about 5 to 10 grams of fiber. Now, it's really difficult to explain what fiber is, because I have quite a few people who go, well, what's fiber? Like, what does that mean? Good question. So the fiber comes from all these good foods that you see on here, especially the fruits and vegetables is where you're going to get the fiber. So what this does is it puts you in a space of probably eating 15 to 20 grams of fiber a day. So that last bullet point, expected total fiber for the day. In your phase 1, you're about 50 or 20 grams of fiber. You're about half of what you should have for the day. But it's fabulous starting it off, instead of throwing tons of fiber in your diet, throwing everything else off. You have to be real careful. I want you to reach 40 grams of fiber by the time you get to the number 3 plate. And let's show you how to do that at the end of this. So that's kind of the goal here, is to make this well-rounded for you. And I want to talk about Donna, because I brought her up early, but this is so important. I want you to think about where you are today and just kind of sit in that space for a moment. And let me just tell you Donna's story. I met Donna 9 months ago. At first, she didn't know if she wanted to even be any part of what I was doing. There's a big trust factor, when you are putting yourself out there and saying, I really want support. I understand. And this is what Donna's space was too. And she was so bad in her space, she was still questioning if she should step into it. So let me give you an idea. She had 10 minutes of activity a day. That means no driving, no more grocery shopping, no more getting out of the house, no more working. Your life is totally taken from you because you don't have energy. So she came and she said, actually, this was on the phone, but at some point I physically got to see her, arms to her side. And she wanted answers. So she was going to doctors. She was going to all different types of doctors. I want answers. I want to know right now. She was on Google asking lots of questions. And of course, that's always dangerous because so many answers can come up that probably don't mean anything at all. And it can be kind of scary because you're maybe asking the wrong questions, maybe. And so she didn't have any answers. And so I said to her, okay, so I see what's going on. And boy, this is really big. Because if you don't have any diagnosis, this is how I'm going to treat this. I'm not going to give you any answers. I'm not. We're going to work on the base that you're going to have some leap of faith here. And you're going to start with this ROAR method that you and I just went through. And with the ROAR method, you are going to learn where you're clogged, and we're going to start working with food as your medicine. And she goes, yada, 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 because it was not really something that she was connected with, but she was sure connected that she wanted change. So make sure that you're in that space today, that you're ready to step into something. So this is about 6 months. She decided to spend some time because she did a 6-month space with me and she wanted to do some more. She used the same tools of what I just taught you. But she basically has her arms up, not to her side anymore. She's saying, ta-da! So she said, I'm not afraid of dying. I have control over my monkey mind. And now she's using strategies and dealing with her fear. And she's using her food as her medicine. So she has heightened anxiety. She knows that she needs to go towards the kidney foods. If she gets angered real easily, she knows that she should be going towards the liver foods. And she's been able to self-evaluate because she has learned how to use these tools. Now, I brought up the whole thing about dying. Isn't that crazy? That's the space she was in. She was so scared because she had no space. Her whole life was taken from her because her adrenaline was going and going. And why was it? Food allergies, we figured out. Mindset. We really had to bring all three of the energy revitalized pillars together, which is movement, mindset, and food. So she said, before I worked with Rhonda, I was crawling, and now I'm running. I don't feel stuck anymore. I used to feel like I was in this tiny room with lead walls. Now I know the reason why I had no energy. Rhonda has taught me how to use new tools for each situation. You see how I'm laughing? Because in person, she said, I want to do a video. So her and I are going to be on live, Facebook Live for Monday, this coming Monday. So my question is, why don't you just feel the fear and do it anyway? When you're looking at the plate plan phasing, you're like, oh, I don't want to eat that many vegetables. That's the fear talking. That's the difference. That's the feeling that we don't want to change. Even though we want to change, we want energy. But it just depends on what is really back there, just kind of putting that wall up. You're having a hard time really making that shift. I will promise you, and this is a big promise, that if you step in and you start doing things, you're going to notice small changes to massive changes, just depending on how deep you are in what you're dealing with. So go for it. So this is where you're going to get a total liver or kidney, both of them. You're going to get master grocery lists so you can support yourself on either way, because it fluctuates back and forth just depending on what's happening in your life. The foods, the lifestyle, everything really can shift you back and forth. So my question to you is, are you ready to unleash the tremendous power of healing that lies dormant within you? So the way your body's supposed to flow and the way it feels clogged right now, are you ready just to uplift yourself and get yourself into the space of a full energetic system? Are you ready to restore balance on all levels of the body so you're at the highest level you can get to on your high level frequency for body, mind, and spirit? Yes, is what the woman said. And hopefully you are too with your arms up like your power move. Yes. That'd be great. So let me ask you, let's do some connection here. Take a break for a moment, just kind of shake out the hands. And my 4 questions is what's going to help you get connected? What is it that keeps you up at night regarding your health? What is it when you wake up at night? Are you snoring? When you wake up at the night, is your arm falling asleep? Are your toes falling asleep? Is your spinal cord feeling just like your spine is just achy? What is it? What is the biggest struggle that you deal with on your day-to-day life? What puts you in that space that you cannot finish your tasks? You cannot finish a conversation sometimes because you just feel the brain clarity is not there. If you're dealing with chronic disease that I was dealing with for over 20 years, truly, what's your biggest struggle? Is this your time to take a step forward? Move into it. If you were able to learn how to do a tweak here and there or one big change for your health, what would it be? What's the change that you want? What's the space that's going to up-level you? Feel like you have the space that, yeah, I got this. This is a big one, this question 4. Take a deep breath as I go through this, but what would you do to get these results? So remember I said, feel the fear and do it anyway. Are you ready to have the breakthrough that would make you happy? Not just semi-happy, not just a little bit of a smile, but there's tons of studies done out there about the happiness factor and how that is proven through mindset, through changes within your system. That is where your breakthrough needs to happen. It's not just about working out if you're in that space. It's really, I have my hands out like I'm cupping it. It's really about the 3 stages that you really want to be looking at. The 3 stages, which is the pillars for working out, for eating, and mindset. So what would you do? And this is where the monkey mind can really affect you. And this is where what I've been talking about is that most of us fail. It's because we make it too complicated. Today, I laid out something so strategic and basic. That's how I work, because I know after being in the industry for so long and watching people fail and trying to throw tons of goals on people and not really having a clear focus, that keep it streamlined, clear, exactly what you want. Those 4 questions are to help you connect, because I want to introduce you to how you can get results that you may have not been able to get to in the past, and stop making it so complicated and confusing. And this woman, where she's holding herself, is like at the solar plex, like that anxiety, like, oh my gosh, I am so tired of it. If you're feeling that way, you are in the right place, because all this stuff is serious. So let's make it simple and structured. And as I show you this space, these people, this is where I've been able to nurture this space and up level and take you into the space of being able to go deeper with using your ROAR method, which is my 3rd step of all 7. To be able to use the plate plan phasing, where I taught you today the 1st phase. I want you to be able to get all the way into the 3rd phase without getting tired. Remember, this is all about the spring detox and being able to get your mindset in the right space. So today, these are the things that you've learned. How to really use the ROAR method. And it's just the beginning. That goes in so deep. That's opened up so many explanations of where you're stuck. But now you need to know where you have to go strategically with this beautiful step 3 that you have. You need to have the mindset and the connection. And also, what Donna had a hard time with when she first came in, even though she had 10 minutes a day of energy, was really strategizing with food, not using it as a diet tool, not thinking if you restrict calories that you're going to lose weight, but to start seeing your body as an overall picture and that you are going to feel like your overall being is really just based on these things. And as you start implementing it, don't have the fear that you're not going to lose the weight. Allow that to kind of subside as you go along. You start really feeling this process. So I'm going to introduce to you a spring detox. To revitalized energy, it's talking about resetting your body, resetting your mind, and there's also movement along with that so you can help really let the detox flow. This is what I've been talking about, the energy revitalized pillars. Now, what I taught you is a piece of the puzzle that you can go in deeper. And I'm adding in even more to make sure the whole puzzle is there for you so that you have the full guidance, so that you don't make it too complicated. So you go full steam ahead and making sure that you have the strategies. So we have the double energy to eating. So diets do not work. So let's not go in there and use your mega energy grocery list for being able to lose weight. We're going to use it to balance your body because we're all about energy. We want this spring to be fabulous. We want this summer to be fabulous. We want to feel the energy through our body. So let's stop the yo-yo dieting, because pinching the body is what happens when you tell yourself, I cannot do this. You cannot have this. You cannot have that. And that you have to. I have to restrict my calories. That's the only way I'm going to lose weight. So you may be here because you want weight loss. Don't worry. As you start balancing your body and things start really getting nurtured and the flow becomes open, that's the special sauce. Also, I want you to look at the breakthrough sabotage method. That's the second space of these three energy revitalized pillars. And what happens is our brain goes so crazy in that you'll wake up in the morning, you'll have anxiety, and it'll put you in spaces that you do not want to be in. So in this detox revitalized energy, you are going to learn, it's called P3 to the power, so that you can bring your energy up. It's a 3-step basic strategy. It's a ritual that helps you balance your kidneys and really balances your mindset. So shine a light on the common words and phrases that really are your sabotages, that really get you in the space of I can't, I don't have time, I'm helping everybody else, and the list goes on. Well, there's some coaching along with that in the detox to make sure that your mindset is dialed in. And this is a 30-day process so that you get this feeling of transformation. The energy release workouts, you know what's really special about this is that you may be doing your own type of workout. Cardio, kickboxing, if we still do that these days, who knows? Yoga, that just came out. Yoga, lifting weights, all that kind of stuff. Well, you're going to have a special workout because you already know now if you're stuck in the kidneys or you're stuck in the liver. I do see some people came in a little bit later, and you're going to really realize that all of this is related with being able to learn more about the meridian points, knowing about yourself so you can self-evaluate. So we've already started using this revitalized plate plan phasing. We've already started using it today, using phase 1. Now, if all this is starting to sound really, really good for you, I really want to make sure that you come over here. And I'm going to open up a page for you right now. And I want to make sure you give yourself a chance to really review. And if you're here live with me, it's going to direct you into that space. It's going to open up a new tab for you. That's how my software works. I want to make sure that link works for you. Now today, what I really want to do is I want to start talking about, if you step into this, how this is going to look. So you have a full month of really focusing in on your mindset, how your brain is just really maybe stuck in a certain area, or there's a lot of things, maybe words and phrases you're saying that really give you this self-limiting stuff. And what happens is this is a 30-day program. And what you get out of this is that you first get to learn the foods that you're eating now and how you can up-level yourself for the first week by eating just a little bit better. And so my plate plan phasing is going to help you there. So it's going to meet up from where you are now just to incrementally add some new stuff for you. The second week, we're going to start extracting out the metals within your body by using certain herbs to be able to help with that. Herbs are so powerful. I was just talking to my friend Raj, met him the other night around Sacramento area, and he fully supports people in using herbs and how important it is to use herbs. And I fully support this. So your second week is going to be all the connection you need to really get yourself in that space that food is your medicine. It can help you unclog stuff. It can help you extract things out. It can help you with muscle spasms, with stomach spasms. So that's the second week. Third week is where you start using my plate plan phasing 3. That's the highest level. That's where you extract out certain things within your diet and you're really focusing in on nurturing your areas that you need to be nurtured. And you're going to start really feeling the flow of energy through your body. This is like the third week of fabulous stuff. Your fourth week is where you really start re-implementing stuff in. And this is where people have ahas. I can't believe that I have more mucus than I really realized until I started doing this. I didn't realize that I was allergic to dairy, and that's why I have migraines. I didn't realize I was not losing weight because my kidneys were struggling so bad, and it was because I was eating bread, and it was just totally messing with my body. So you start having these ahas on that fourth week and even maybe before that, which is really, really cool. But through this whole thing, your body does not get extremely tired because you have a whole month to slowly add it in. You're going to totally see a new you, maybe even tighter skin, because your skin becomes loose because your adrenaline is overworking quite a bit with all the different foods and the different stuff that's happening. So you're going to learn to connect with food. You're going to find how to connect with energy in your kitchen with using herbs. You're going to learn how to use the ROAR method in a deeper way. Also with the plate plan phasing, you're going to start with your light energy. It's going to get bigger and bigger. Also, you're going to be learning how to really figure out your ahas. You're going to have your discovery time as we re-implement. It's going to be so awesome. Also, there's bonuses. Why not? Let's have some fun. So I've done a lot of media, and Simone has dressed me for each media gig that I've done, and she is fabulous. She's all over Marin, and she's in Sacramento, all over the world. She travels quite a bit, and she's a color consultant, but she can actually, you can have her virtually if you're not around the Sacramento area, and she can go through your wardrobe, put stuff together, and make you look fabulous. She is incredible. I really, really love her. And I want her to be participating in this. And she said, of course, I want to be part of this. So it's going to be space for one person. So once you opt in, I'll show you how to do that. Also, you get some space with me. So once you opt in, you start with your process, there's going to be this questionnaire I want you to fill out. And it depends on where your mindset is, but you may be ready to have an energy strategy session with me. And so I want to give that to you for free. That's how you're going to be learning that, how to do that through the process. But this is where we're going to really connect you deeper, and we're going to get you through the detox accelerated and even further than what you think that you could do. Also, you get you and a buddy pass to come into my live energy retreat. It's the 4th annual, and it's very exciting. I'm bringing a big group together. And so think about this. This is a fun program. I'm getting so excited because I used to do only a 2-week program. This is a full month program. It's beautiful. Okay, so I've been working with Rhonda, Samantha says, and getting into action and receiving great results. Before Rhonda, I was doing self-sabotage, not much life balance, and have learned to eat from my body. I'd recommend Rhonda if you are ready for life balance, to lose weight, get into action, of course, and ready to learn more about your own personal health journey. Fabulous, isn't that? Oh, thank you, Samantha. But she's really talking about all 3 pillars that affected her. I have a link that I just connected you with. For 24 hours, I'm going to keep that link up. And that is going to be not $297, but if you go to Detox Reset, you are going to get this for $97. So it's rhondaliebig.com/detox reset. It's going to be there for you for 24 hours. If you want to be asking questions, because today it's pretty quiet here today. So if you want to ask questions, make sure you come in again at 5:30 Pacific time, and I will make sure I answer them for you, because this is going to be fun. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 people as part of this program right now, and it's building. We have another week left before we get started here, but it's going to be a community that you get to really share with and be a part of, so that you're on the same journey. Are you ready for a transformation? Are you ready to be ready to actually get that mindset kicking up and going? I'd love for you to be part of it. If this feels like this is the right space for you, I'll catch up with you, hopefully on the other side, if this is for you. Have a fabulous afternoon.